You're listening to Reality in 5D with your host, Matt.
And Courtney.
And today we are recapping Real Housewives of Atlanta, episode 3. What season are we on? Oh my god, we're failing right now. I totally just looked.
Oh my god, 17?
I think it is 17. Rum, Ruptures, and Redemption. So this episode opens with K. Michelle at the hospital, which we talked about last episode. She had silicone injections in her butt that ended up getting infected and opening up when she was at the music awards, and she ended up in the hospital.
Yeah, she had a 2-hour surgery to clear the infected tissue. But she said the silicone will never leave her body. Like, it'll always be there. So does that mean that future infections are
I
a
think that that's
possibility?
definitely something that would be on her radar. That's so sad.
It is. It's terrible. I'm glad that she showed her story and her struggle. Maybe that will help, even one female out there who is thinking of doing the same.
The way that she's doing it too, the way that she's like, I already had this. I didn't need this. It's easy to look at yourself and think you need to fix this, but really you're fine.
Yeah, exactly. When she
She
was like, I hate that I did this to myself, I literally said, I hate that you did this to yourself too. Like, that is so terrible.
she's still amazing too, and like throughout all of it,
For
she's
sure.
maintained a positive outlook. And that white flower confessional dress, she looks amazing. She's really killing it. She's serving all kinds of looks.
Yes. Atlanta is definitely serving fashion. I'm all here for the looks. What was the pink linen two-piece that she wore? Did you see
Was
that?
that K. Michelle as well?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yes. I die.
So after we talk about K. Michelle and her infection from the silicone injections, we move into a meeting at Angela's house between her and Drew, which I am so over Drew. Drew's not really bringing anything. She's kind of just peppered throughout the entire episode, but it's not giving to me. Drew opens up about how she struggles with balance, specifically when it comes to work and motherhood, that she's constantly on the plane, off the plane, here, there, and that is a challenge for her. And Angela, yeah, I mean, that is sad. I do feel for her for that.
I feel for her kids, especially. That's hard on kids.
And going through a divorce.
Yeah.
Which, now that we know she's been kicked out of the marital home, I guess she's got to work. Does he get the kids? Time will tell.
Yeah, I don't know.
Angela opens up that she lost $2 million in real estate deals last year.
But at least she's trying. She's getting back on the horse.
Yeah, trying again.
So I commend her for that, trying to take what you've learned. And, she was open and honest at least about her shortcomings and
Bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Losing her mom, all of that in 1 year.
Yeah. And how traumatic that was, and how, she's using this time to kind of prove to herself that, even though you can make mistakes, that you can get it right. You can learn from that and do better.
I'm proud of her sophomore season. It's almost like she really watched it back and studied it and is like, this is where I went wrong, and took notes and is actually making a change.
Yeah.
I'm proud of her. She's doing really well. Drew admits that Black on the phone
Oh, yeah.
isn't actually her man. It's more of a situationship. She keeps calling him a friend, which we'll get back to later, but it was just like kind of awkward, and I honestly don't care about the man on the phone.
Remember when she was like, what is the literal definition of dating? She tried to act like they weren't dating. And then the very next scene is them on a date, and he's got roses, and they're like, oh, you're the only one that I'm dating or trying to pursue. Like, what happened in a day? I don't understand.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Ugh.
So the next scene is Portia at the nail salon with Cynthia, Phaedra, and K. Michelle. And this is when K. Michelle is telling the girls, her butt story. And Portia says, a miscarriage? Which...
I was shocked when she said it too.
K. Michelle is like, are you kidding? You literally have had the same issue that I'm dealing with right now from your boobs, and you know that. Like, we've talked about this. Like, why are you acting dumb? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
K. Michelle was not buying it at all. She was like, you're acting, this feels produced.
Also, like, what if that is what she was trying to tell the group? Why would you just like steal someone's thunder and like out them? You know what I mean? Like, that was not your story to tell.
Yeah, to just lead that way. Like,
And to
oh my
do
God.
that, yeah, it was very tasteless.
So while they're at the nail salon, Portia also explains the situation to K. Michelle about not going to Kelly's restaurant opening, and she's like, yeah, she got a sad little one liner in there about the broken flowers from a broken person.
Oh yeah,
um I thought that was pretty funny.
that was funny. Portia's really stirred the pot this season.
I love how K. Michelle was talking about her hot pocket, and Cynthia's literally like, what's a hot pocket?
Cynthia never knows.
Cynthia's become the grandma of Real Housewives. That's so funny.
Yes, definitely. Grandma Cynthia.
So after the salon, we get this random little clip of Gerald and Shamia, like some random little family update where she's bringing up the rum company, which I guess makes sense when because we get to it later. But she talks about how her husband is not on board and he's not going
Hmm.
to help
Support.
financially help support this
Hmm.
rum business at all. And honestly, I don't blame him. Do we need another housewife liquor brand? How many tequilas do we have? Like,
Again, it's just perpetuating that narrative and centering their whole social gatherings around alcohol, which only leads to, these
mhm.
worse events.
Exactly. We know exactly how this plays out. And I also feel, I mean, doesn't Bravo get a cut if they're producing this and they're putting this on the show and it's a storyline and she's going to use the show to sell it because she's doing the whole thing with her own money? Bravo's taking a cut as well. It's kind of like a lover boy situation. Like,
Mm. Or a Vita tequila, or
Vita Tequila.
I mean, there's so many.
Yeah.
Didn't the like New York housewives had a bunch too?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm over the whole alcohol as a business
I,
line.
I think they have a very weird dynamic between the two of them, Gerald and Shamia.
Yeah, I've never seen them before together, like on camera. I don't remember
Mm-mm.
their dynamic, and it was different. It didn't seem like what I thought it was going to be.
And then we move on to Pinky Cole, who's meeting. Is that a lawyer or a
Banker, I don't
therapist or a
know.
banker?
Yeah,
Maybe a friend. I'm not sure who he was.
advisor, some kind of trusted advisor.
But she's meeting with him over her bankruptcy because the former CFO drained her entire company. And then as soon as she buys the company back, she gets hit again with several
Lawsuits.
lawsuits. And this is like, I think her personal, like her herself is filing bankruptcy now, not the
Hmm.
company, right? And or maybe it is the company. I'm sorry, I don't want to misspeak. I'm not sure.
Yeah, she's trying to get out of that because it was her
The
co-sponsors
CFO,
or
the
CFO, yeah.
yeah.
And all the people that those were the people coming for her and her liquor license and
Well, her friends like this is really common in restaurants, and it is. I mean, look at how many housewife restaurants again have popped up
yeah,
and failed. And I'm not saying she has a housewife restaurant. She was that before she was a housewife.
for sure.
And it's unique and she has a niche, and honestly, like as a vegan, I there's definitely a place for that. You know what I mean? I would go there
Hmm.
just to try that now even more because she's on Housewives. I didn't know about it until Housewives because we don't live in Atlanta. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think the products are only in certain Target. I haven't been able to find it. I have actually looked for it though.
It would be cool. Next time we go to Atlanta, we'll have to remember. We'll give that a shout out. We
Yeah.
don't go to restaurants ever either, so that would be
Because we're vegan and
of
we
highest
worry, yeah, about
honor.
cross contamination and who only knows what we're eating.
Yeah.
Okay, and then now we have K Michelle who meets up with Cynthia and Pinky, and that's when K Michelle had that pink linen dress that you were
Mm.
obsessed with. They were
Yes.
really giving looks.
Yes.
She said, K. Michelle said, if I need a drink and a little happiness after my ass popped out my back, I swear I cried. That was like, that should be the name of the entire episode. She's killing it. She's got a
She
lot of
is.
funny one-liners. Apparently, she has a whole toxic tweet moment after that where they're like showing all the things that she said. She specifically calls out someone being a bimbo. And I mean, as a viewer, I'm all right. Like, I'm like, okay, this is obviously in reference to Portia being ridiculous and bringing up
Mhm.
that miscarriage comment.
Didn't she call her a bimbo and a bitch? She said in the South we call instead of bitch we say bimbo, so that's why I called you a bimbo.
Yeah.
I guess she was basically calling her a bitch.
So she's telling Pinky and Cynthia that, yeah, Portia's the bimbo. And oh, Pinky, oh my God, when Pinky said, what's up? No, it's not Pinky, it's K. Michelle. She said, what's up with Phaedra? All she does is giggle. And I thought that was hilarious that they side tagged Phaedra because you were like, I think K. Michelle and Phaedra are going to be really good friends. But I feel like K. Michelle can already see through Phaedra's bullshit.
Well, she can see through Portia's as well, but they still had a pretty good dynamic. They were able to forgive and forget and move on. So
And then, like, Pinky's mad because Shady Fady eats meat. I mean, like, I was dying. They prayed for Phaedra's wig over the dinner. Like, the shade to Phaedra. Shadra deserves it, though.
yeah.
Like, I'm here for it. I'm like, did Kendra send in? Like, this is iconic.
I hope Kenya sent them for sure.
Oh gosh, and now we have that date with Drew and Black, and literally like pass. Like the scene bored me so bad I didn't care. It was like, what did you say? They were like, "Oh, you're my one and only. I'm not dating, but I am.
Oh yeah.
And when you're not married, that's when we can be because I'm all or nothing." Like I was like, this is corny as all hell. I'm over it.
Yeah.
Over Drew. Drew needs to pass. Drew needs to move on.
It was giving rehearsed.
Oh gosh.
Also, I still don't think that was a good enough excuse to spend time away from your kids. Like that was just not worth
That
it.
she's complaining about not having enough of
Yeah.
as is.
And you guys are just friends, so why did you need a romantic dinner date? I don't get it.
For the cameras.
Yeah.
And Angela's new real estate was terrifying. Was that her daughter that was there with her? She was great. Like,
Oh yes.
she read that place to filth. The spiders. She's like, did you see this before you bought it? Because Charles hasn't seen it. Charles doesn't support her getting another house. Now, he knows that she's getting it.
Mm.
Unlike
Well,
Pinky
sort of.
Cole, who hasn't told her husband.
Oh gosh, yeah. Oh, her story it breaks my heart.
Yeah, I do love her, though.
She's a survivor, though.
But I mean, good for Angela.
Yeah.
I think, and she said she's learned from her mistakes instead of taking on several properties to flip, just taking on one, making that one project a priority and then doing it. I could see that being more lucrative, but the house itself was terrifying.
Yeah. And I feel like the ladies have done a really good job of like addressing their issues, clearing the air, moving on, and like getting over things in order to be supportive of each other. And that is such a refreshing outtake because I don't feel like it's always been like that.
It's definitely not always been like that for
So,
Atlanta. You're right.
It's beautiful to see, but I have noticed Shamia and Portia have not filmed since what, episode 1?
No, and it's funny you say that because next is when we go right into Shamia's rum company. And
Even
again,
the group dynamics,
mm-hmm.
they are never in the same room. They're not even filming together.
Shamia seems to be alone a lot.
She does.
When
I've noticed.
she did this rum scene, she's talking with just her team, and which I mean it's business, okay, yeah. But she wants the rum bum flavor, or maybe all of the bottles to be shaped like her ass, this specific mold.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's gonna cost like $30 a bottle from her to make or something like that. So then they're like, well, what's your price point? So you can see it on her face. She's like, obviously, I'm not going to make any money if I have to pay you that much money. Like, how much am I going to sell this for? You know, are people going to pay that for rum? And then she wanted it to be shaped like her butt and taste like peaches. But peaches are not native to Grenada.
Yeah.
So there's a whole issue with importing them. And then they're like, okay, yeah, maybe we can import them, but we can't find a supplier. That's going to cost even more money. I mean, gosh, and this was filmed prior to everything going on now. Imagine how much that must cost.
Yeah.
And there
Oh
were
my God.
tons of issues that were popping up over on top of just the price point, the shape, the flavor. I feel like you could see her face like, uh, it's gonna end up being like a She by Sheree. Like, what are you working on now? Rum? Joggers? Like, it's not gonna be.
Not the Chateau Thelma.
Yeah, it may never come into fruition.
That was funny. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
And that's just peachy.
Which, but Pinky's date night with her husband, that was sad because, he's like, you can feel he wants to jump in and support and bail her
Yes.
out of the
Yeah.
financial situations that they're in or that she's in, but she's like, it's not your place to bail me out. This was my decision. And then it felt like it was a setup to let her tell him about the bankruptcy,
I
and you
thought for
saw
sure
her
she
face.
was.
Yeah, she copped out and she was like, yeah, this isn't the time. I'm not going to do it.
Neither, I mean, they both have a very protective outlook on each other. Like they tried to shield each other from those bad things. Like he was like, I will do anything. I will help you. I will give you this, or I will get you out of this. And she's like, well, that's not yours to have to worry about. It's not your deal. Like they do. They try to protect each other.
You heard it in the trailer at the end when
Yeah.
she finally does. You can tell she tells him next episode, obviously. He's like, oh my God, there's going to be a media windstorm. Like,
Mhm.
and he knows, like, you see his face. He's like, I'm going to have to protect you, us, the kids,
Yeah.
the brand. Like, when he probably feels like you could have came to me before you went there and we could have talked about this, you know what I mean, before, because you can't trust anyone in the media and
Maybe.
honestly anyone except for your close-knit,
It's a trauma response, though, too, and you can see that they've gone through some significant traumas together or separately, whatever. But they kind of both respond in that same way,
Yeah,
and so I think that's
they said that they almost divorced. They went to the courthouse and she goes to get out of the car and he said, you better not get out of that car, and she turned around, sat down, and they prayed and laughed and drove home. And like, so,
well,
and that was like a year into the relationship.
and they've had what 5 kids, a bankruptcy,
$100 million
all
brand that
those
she built.
losses.
Yeah.
I'm sure that stress is just unsurmountable.
I like too that, this cast, they're really good about getting right to the point, but holding them accountable. It's not like Rhode Island that we just watched where they were like, "Wah!" And then they're like, okay, fine, I'm
Let's talk
over
about
it. I love you. Let's not ever do it again. And it was literally like 2 seconds. And I'm like, what? No. Like, we end with Kay Michelle and Portia addressing the issue about the miscarriage comment. And
Mhm.
Portia's claiming, she's like, oh my God, I didn't know what you were going through. Portia, in that she didn't know if it was a miscarriage. And Portia's like, I've had several myself. She is on the board for the March of Dimes or something like that. She's like, I
Well,
would
then
never
she
want to
should have
say
known that
something
that
like
was
that. It
insensitive.
was insensitive, and it made Kay Michelle feel uncomfortable.
I'm sure it made a lot of people feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, and she does open up that she didn't like that even being said in general because she is trying for a kid.
See?
And when you speak things into
Mhm.
existence, I believe that as well. Like when you say it, you put it out there. Now it has a place in the universe. It's floating out there now. You know what I mean? So you don't want to say those things, then have that hovering over her. I see where one would be superstitious and have an issue with that. And it, like you said, is completely distasteful. But Portia goes back and
Yeah.
doubles down in the
Yeah.
comment or in the interview that she's not here for. She was like, I'm not talking about a miscarriage, like that's not what I was here to do.
Well, then she needs to have more accountability on what she said and instead of being like, I didn't mean for it to be insensitive. Yes, you did.
You were trying to make it funny for TV, I feel like.
But when is miscarriage ever funny?
It's not.
That is like
It
one
was
of
out of,
the,
it was in poor taste,
yeah,
100%.
that should have came with a disclaimer.
And at least K Michelle owned the bimbo comment. She like said it straight up. She's like, "You were the bimbo." She's like, "I'm the bimbo." Like that was. I mean, she's like, "Yeah, girl, that's what I said."
I stand on business. I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
tell you.
They
I had a
do.
problem with you. The second she sat down, she was like, "I was gonna order for you, but I didn't. I'm mad at you."
They agree to talk about it first next time, and like K Michelle's like, "Yeah, right. I mean, I think what you did was shady, but I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt." You know what I mean? I don't know.
But do it again and find out.
I like it. I think Atlanta's great. Atlanta's doing a really good job. They're keeping it hot. We're 3 episodes in. It was fun to watch. It kept me engaged the entire time. So that was a good week for them.
It was a good
Yeah,
week.
coming in strong.
Yeah.
Even if I don't care for Drew or
Her wig.
Phaedra or Drew's
You need to be praying for
Drew's set
that
wig.
synthetic.
We're gonna pray for Phaedra and Drew's wig.
Yes.
Well, that was fun. That was a good episode. I had a lot of fun recapping Atlanta today.
Yes. Until next week.
All right. You're listening to Reality in 5D with your host, Matt
And Courtney.
Bye.